This morning, Governor Larry Hogan reveals more about his battle with cancer. In a one-on-one interview with Vic Carter, the governor opens up about the fight of his life.
Tell us about your toughest day after getting the diagnosis.
Probably the toughest day was at the beginning, just having to tell my family, because it was harder on them than it was on me, quite frankly. I mean, it was a little scary, the diagnosis, but I never got despondent. I wasn't really ever down about it. I was focused on, we're going to get through this thing and I'm going to get cured. But watching, my girls and my wife and my dad crying as I told them the news, it was scary for them.
How quickly did you make the decision to make this a public battle?
I thought, I knew that being in the public eye, that I wasn't going to keep it a secret. I mean, people were going to know. And I wanted to be as honest and transparent, as upfront as I possibly could. Quite frankly, against the advice of some of my advisors who didn't want me to have a press conference right away. I had actually gone through surgery that day for a biopsy, and I was still under anesthesia and taking pain pills when I did my press conference.
So you were looped.
I was a little loopy. I was very relaxed. I was like, I'll answer any questions you want. But it was, I just wanted to make sure that the truth got out. People said that it was more like a family discussion than a press conference, because I was completely open and honest and told people exactly what the diagnosis was and how I was feeling and what I was going through. And I think people appreciated the honesty.
What do you say to people who are going through cancer right now, and to the families who have to support them?
To me, your faith is important. You have to have a positive attitude, and you've got to have a support network. The families, I think it's almost tougher on the families than it is the patient. That's what I realized. And people don't always give them as much attention as they do the patient. But it's a tough thing, and you just got to stay positive and stay focused on getting through it, because there is life after cancer, and it's not a death sentence. There are a whole lot of great stories that I've heard from people who've survived and gone on to do great things.
How has your life really changed since this diagnosis and since these treatments?
It made me appreciate every single day more than I ever did before, and it made me more determined than ever to try to get things done. And I worked every day as hard as I could for the people of Maryland, because that's what they elected me to do, and that's my job. And so I stayed focused, and it just made me more impatient. I want to get things done.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You've been such an inspiration to so many people.
Thank you, Vic. Appreciate it.
Vic joins us now, and it's so good to see him here and healthy,
Yes.
cancer-free.
The governor's had tremendous spirit. First of all, his default position is being happy. Anytime you see him, he's always in a great mood and everything. But you can only imagine, once someone that happy hears news like this, and shortly after he'd taken the reins of being the governor of the state of Maryland, the dream job, and then this comes into his life, and it's amazing how he's been able to handle all of this.
So positive, and he talked to you about the hardest part of this journey.
Yes, the hardest part for him was having the meeting with his family once it was confirmed that he had cancer, going and telling his wife and his daughters and his grandchildren that he was sick, and that he needed to have some very serious treatment. And anytime the people hear the word cancer, for a long time we thought, okay, this means death, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. And he says, I'm going to fight this, I'm going to battle it. And he said along the way in his battle, in his journey, he was able to encounter so many other people who had so many much more serious conditions, and so he decided to turn it into an opportunity for him to help other people, which he has done with his Hogan Strong campaign. And he made all types of friends. Every time he got treatment, he would go to the rest of the hospital and meet the other cancer patients.
And that hashtag Hogan Strong was saw everywhere. He
Yes.
was very transparent about this battle with the public.
He was most definitely very transparent. And the thing too is, you always have that concern that it could come back. And so he's 100% cancer free right now. He's in remission, but there's always the possibility that something else could develop along the way. But he says, I'm a man of faith. I believe in prayer. And he said, I received a lot of them. So I'm sure that helped him through.
Well, it's a happy development, and thank you for sharing his story with us.
My pleasure.
It's very good to see the governor like this.